I'm Corey Davis, your host, and I'm thrilled to take you on this journey as we dive into inspiring stories, expert insights, and practical tips to help you thrive as a digital nomad. Welcome back to the Jet Set Journeys podcast. All right, so welcome everyone. We have Eliz Shirmel here, and she's from Batangas, Philippines. She's going to tell everyone her story, and we're going to have a nice little chit chat to share with you guys. So welcome, Eliz. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I'm currently in Bali.
Oh, you're in Bali right now. Nice. Which part?
I'm currently in Canggu.
Canggu. Okay.
Yeah.
How long you been in Bali?
I've been here for going 8 months already.
Oh my goodness, 8 months. And I'm assuming you're loving it?
Yeah, I'm loving it. So initially my plan is to just be here for 1 month.
Uh-huh.
But then when I came here in January, I fell in love with the place. So I kind of like scraped all my Google sheet of plans of where to go next. And I just stayed here for now.
Stayed there. Nice.
Yeah.
So where are you living right now?
I'm currently living at a place whereby there's co-working space, but there's private rooms as well. So it's called Awan Connection. They have private rooms and they have co-working space. They have a rooftop with yoga studio as well. So everything is here.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah, so co-working space in Bali. So you're definitely a digital nomad. So how'd you get started in being a digital nomad?
It was just really a quick decision for me. I'm really a fan of not thinking too much. And when my heart says to do something, just do it. Because I feel that when my decisions are thought for so long, the more that it doesn't happen, I feel like it's very forceful and it's not natural. So I was working in Singapore for 6 years from the Philippines, and then I came to Singapore for 6 years. And then I was working there as a preschool teacher. And then I started solo traveling in 2022. And then I met so many travelers and so many people there that are also nomads. And I realized that I think I would want to be in this lifestyle, and I realized that I am a flexible person also. So, but then having said that, I don't know what to do as a digital nomad also. So I went back to Singapore, just normal from the holidays. And then I realized I'm also burnt out at work as well. And as much as I love teaching kids in Singapore, I love kids. But I think the workload itself is already burning me out. And I believe that when you are already in your burnout season, you just have to take out yourself from the environment and figure things out later.
Right.
So I started listing down all the things that I am interested and my hobbies and the things that I like doing that I don't feel like it's gonna be work for me. So I started listing down photography, videography, editing, content creation, posting on social media, traveling, talking to people. And then it all boils down to social media and travel. So that's what I am currently doing now. And so October 14, I started my Instagram account. And then October 30, I submitted my resignation letter.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, so you didn't waste no time.
Yeah, and then December 29, I officially left Singapore. And then I started my journey as a traveler, solo traveler, and also digital nomad.
Oh, okay. So when you left Singapore, did you go straight to Bali?
No. So I was in Phuket for 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then I went back to Singapore for a few days to watch the Coldplay concert because I already booked it. And because my decision was just, it's not out of impulse, but I feel that it's out of intuition that I just need to do this right now. And if I delay this decision, I think I will regret it not doing it at this point in time that I'm motivated to do it.
Right.
So after Coldplay concert, then I went to Bali. So that's like January 25.
That's awesome. She's like, I couldn't miss my concert. I already paid for the ticket.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, and I like that too, because like you said, it wasn't just a spare of a moment decision. It was just something, and you thought it through. I mean, you created a list, and you knew your pain point, and like that was a big one, is you were burnt out. Like, it's how do you keep going when you're burnt out like that?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like my work wasn't productive like last time, and then I feel like I also undergo some sort of feeling depressed over my work. Like, yet as a teacher, I have to go to school every day and be happy, be surrounded with kids. But I feel like every night I will cry because I know that I will go to work the next day. And I feel like this is not the environment for me anymore. The season for me as a preschool teacher is already ended. And so I also figured out that I am on the right path, because when I started doing content creation and then I quit my job and then I just served my serving notice for 2 months. So that was a period of refining for me as well, because while I was packing my things, selling them, and then at the same time going through my full-time job to finish my contract. And then at the same time, I'm also growing my Instagram account. Within those 2 months from October 30 to December 29, that I quit my job and I just have to serve my serving notice. So I realized that actually I don't need all of these things that are here with me now. I can just live in my backpack. And I also realized that maybe this is the right path for me, because I am getting people telling me that, oh, you're doing a great job, you are on the right path, you just have to follow what you want. And I remember during Christmas, I went to Chiang Mai and I was staying at this hostel, and there was a 75-year-old grandma there. And I asked her, I said, are you staying here? And she said, no, I'm just traveling. And I was so surprised that she's staying in a hostel. Like, it's not very common, and I was just so inspired by her story. And she told me that, you know what, once you think of something that you wanted to do, just do it. Because if I am in your age, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I was like, okay, I think I am on the right path now. I'm just gonna go flow and I'm just gonna go through it. So when I went back to Singapore after Christmas in Chiang Mai, I was left just 4 days to arrange everything. And then I told myself, okay, I think I am on the right path now. So I left Singapore then, December 29th officially.
Wow. So how do you feel now?
I just feel so grateful, that I realize when we take decisions, it affects the path of our life and the next season of our life as well. Like, I think if I don't make that decision, yes, I will still be working in Singapore now, but my mental health will not be as healthy as now. I will not be as happy as this. And I've met so many great people here in Bali who are like-minded individuals also. And for them, when you're starting your business, they're just gonna hype you up. They're just gonna give you advice. Because I don't have any marketing background. I don't have any business background. And I came here in Bali with just my passion, with just my interest, with just my thought of like, okay, I'm gonna make this work. But I don't have anything other than that.
That's awesome.
So I just keep learning from people. I just keep networking and attending events. And that's how I learn. And now I have 3 clients for social media management already.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah. So community is huge. Like, having that support and being able to talk to people who are, like you said, like-minded, and just give you that push to say, hey, you're doing the right thing. Just keep going, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to ask you this just for the audience out there, because I know people are going to want to know, and it's obvious, but were you scared?
I'm scared, but I do things afraid.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. I believe in doing things even though you're fearful.
Yep. And that's the definition of bravery, right?
Yes.
Bravery is not doing something just because it's easy. It's doing something because you're scared, you're worried about it, but you still do it anyways. Because in your heart and your soul, it's like, you have to do it. It's like one end is you feel like you're dying, right? It's like every day you're trying to do something and it's just like it's not working. And so it's like you got to make that change. And the question that most people ask, especially they would ask like most digital nomads, is like,
how do you do it, right? It's like, are you rich? And it's all that. You're like, no, it's actually the opposite, right? It's like, I'm actually living on a budget, like we're struggling every day. But you know what? When I was in the corporate world, I was struggling too. It's like, but you just had more bills and you had more stuff that you worried about that you realize I don't need. Right?
Yeah.
Like, why do I have this fancy car and this nice house and it's just empty or whatever, right? And you just come home, but you're at work, like, before I was working like 10 hours a day. And it's like, oh my gosh, what's the point?
I mean, and I also realized that we both have the ups and downs as a digital nomad. I've received so many comments the past few months that I've been posting my lifestyle as a digital nomad. Oh, you're living the life. This is always what people tell me. You are living the life. And I was like, no, we also have our struggles as a digital nomad. We live in hostels because it's expensive to just, live in hotels or like, let's say, like here in Bali, guest houses. But I have lived in hostels, especially during the time that I'm still getting all the information that I need and I'm still getting clients. I don't have a private room myself. I have to live in hostels and all my finances are budgeted. You have to find the local places that will there's no tax charge on food, and you just have to also be surrounded with locals so that you will know as well where are the cheaper places. But it also helps because you get to gain friends, you get to learn the culture, you get to immerse yourself in like here in the Balinese culture. And we just celebrated the Independence Day here in Indonesia on 17th of September.
Okay.
And I just signed up to the event where they are playing games. And most of the time they will speak to me in Bahasa here in Indonesia because they thought I am Indonesian. So, and I kind of learned a little bit of the language and people are happy. And I've realized that being in this lifestyle, there's so much more growth in me. But I always tell people also, because I do digital nomad coaching for others, the first thing I tell them is that, what is your idea about digital nomad? Because everyone just want to be a digital nomad now. Everyone just want to be out of the corporate world. And they are so affected when they see people that are traveling, yet they can work and earn money. But this lifestyle is also not for everyone.
Right.
There are also pros and cons that you have to compromise, and you have to see whether you can see that for yourself, And I realized that, yes, I always ask my clients, what's your idea about digital nomad? And you have to reflect whether this is really the life that you want, because I do the coaching for them, not to convince them to be in this lifestyle, but to give them the idea of what is a digital nomad like? What is a remote worker like? Because we don't want people to also go through this lifestyle and then after 2 months, I don't want it.
Right.
It's it's not for me. Because some people that I also talk to, or some of my friends, they like the corporate world. They like the stability of going to 9 to 5 and then going back home, cooking their food, having dinner, and then going to bed. But for us, it's different. I have a flight in 2 days to Kuala Lumpur because my visa is expiring, and then I have to think where to stay, and
Yeah.
So that's my life.
It is. So like you said, it's the season, right? And and that's how I felt as well, because even a few years back, there's no way I could have done this, right? My mindset wasn't there, emotionally I wasn't there. I was trying to do something else, and if someone said this was an option for you, I wouldn't have taken it, right? But it's just because it wasn't the season. And so in everyone's life is their chapters, right? And so it's you just have to go through your chapters, but it's good to have that knowledge that you do have options. And I think that's one of the best things for digital nomads, is that we know we have options. I mean, we even have the option to go back to corporate world if this doesn't work out for us, right? Or if we just do it for a few years, but it's all about balance. And to me, it's work-life balance.
And people always ask me also, when are you going to settle in one place? And I always said, I don't know. Because right now, what I always do is I just follow where my heart leads me. And most of the time, everything just flows smoothly. I've had several occasions also whereby I just do it because flights are cheap and then I go there.
Right.
Or I just do it, I go to that place because people say go to that place. But actually I already have that intuition that don't go to that place yet. And then everything that goes wrong just goes wrong.
Right.
So I think for me it's like what I can advise that just follow what your heart feels, and most of the time it will lead you to better things.
Yep. Yeah. Go where your heart feels. I like that.
Yeah.
Yep. And everyone's different. Everyone's path is going to be different, right? So even as a digital nomad, your path is not going to be the same as mine or the next person, right? But I like that with your clients, how you're asking them questions on how they are, because you're not trying to guide them down your road, but you're trying to make them find their own road, or at least think about it, right? And so that's awesome. So if they wanted to check out your coaching system or something like that, how would they go about finding you?
So they can just follow me on Instagram at Eliz the Travel Nomad, or they can email me at elizthetravelnomad@gmail.com.
All right. And we'll post that in the description of the podcast as well, so people can see for sure. Yeah, that's awesome. So because like I said, community, right? So talking to somebody who is like yourself and at least getting started, it helps. Because I know when I started this journey, I had to do it all by myself. It was like literally just me and Google, right? And it's like me and Google were just like, all right, where's the cheapest places to live where I can stretch to savings, right? And
that was me also.
Yeah,
that was me. I was like, that's why for me now, when people talk to me and like, because in hostel, when you live in a hostel, of course, there's so many people. And sometimes they're also just starting, and I feel like I have been here for 8 months, 7 months already. So I already one step ahead of those that just want to start. And sometimes there are people in the co-working space or in the hostel whereby, how did you do that? And I will just stop my work and I was just like, you know what? I will talk to you about this. And it's like, I'm telling them like here in Bali, I really found a community. There are so many platforms where you can join and then make networks, make connections, not only about business and entrepreneurship or work, but also about just building something that is also social, also fun. We have several communities here. Yeah.
So I'm curious because I've been to Bali, but I was just there a week. Okay. The first 3 days I worked. So I just wanted to say, hey, I work from Bali. I wanted that. But anyways, no. So how do you find these communities if someone comes down to Bali without being in a hostel or something like that? Go ahead.
So I found these communities at Nomyo. So Nomyo. So there is this Instagram called Nomeo, NOMEOIO, and then there's a link there where they can register their account. So it's a free registration. And then when you are registered already in the account, you will just find all the WhatsApp group chats where do you want to join. And then there's also different meetups that you can just join and then click I'm going. Just like that. And then most of them are free. And then they will indicate there whether there's a fee with of the meetup or something, or let's say there's also several communities just like for AR starters or for Bali content creators. And there's also this group for girls, Bali Babes. There's a lot of group chats, and in these group chats they are posting sometimes like, I need a remote virtual assistant. I need a remote UX or UI designer. So from there, you can also get jobs, as long as it's remote. Because at the end of the day, we still have to go to the legal system and follow the visa policy that I'm just here as a tourist visa. I'm not going to accept anything in Indonesian. I'm just gonna work remotely and online.
Yep, absolutely, yeah. So make sure everyone knows that being a digital nomad is you're working remotely, which means that you're not taking local jobs. If you take a local job, you have to get a totally different visa. It's a working visa, and every country is different. So I just wanted to put that out there. So be out there illegally working for us. But that's awesome. So yeah, I'll definitely have to check that one out. So what is your plans now? Where do you plan on going from here?
From here, so I'll be flying to Kuala Lumpur.
No, future, like.
Oh, you mean okay, in future.
A year, 6 months. How far
To be
out?
honest, I ask myself also, how long will I do this? And I don't know. And to be honest, like when someone asked me, when are you gonna settle? I said, I don't know, because as long as I feel that I am in this season, I will be in this season. But also I am in the season of singleness now. And to be honest, as a digital nomad, it's hard to date. That is one struggle that some people have to know as well. It's hard to properly date as a digital nomad because not all people in, like, let's say here in Bali or in Canggu, stays here longer, and people are just transient and like moving or holidaying, and then after one month they will leave. So that's one of the struggles. And when people ask me, what's your plan in the future? And I always say, yes, I will still work as a digital nomad probably, and I will still continue to build my business in social media and travel. But also if I found the right one for me, that's when we can agree where to settle, or if the other person is a digital nomad, then that's a bonus. Right. Because of course, we can just move everywhere. But if not, then that's when I think I will move to the next phase of my life of, okay, I will settle down even though I'm still doing my business online.
Okay. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah. So you're still open, and that's all part of it too, right? Mm-hmm. Just trying to figure it out as you're going. That's awesome. Yeah. So Bali, what's your favorite thing to do in Bali outside of working? Because we're talking about work-life balance, right? So what's your life balance?
So I do bouldering here, beach walk, and sunset.
What was that first one you said?
Bouldering.
Bouldering?
Yeah.
Like the big rocks?
No, not really the big rocks, but like rock climbing. Like, there's like, how do you call that? We call it bouldering here. We have it we like climbing, but inside a closed space.
Oh.
Closed space. Yeah.
Closed space.
Closed space, and then where there's like fake rock, and then you're just gonna climb there. There's different colors.
Oh, are you talking about like in a building? You're practicing rock climbing where you have the safety rope on. You guys call it bouldering.
So, we call it bouldering here.
So I
usually do it at Bali climbing. And then other than that, I do beach walks in the morning where I do my journaling as well. Because at the same time, I still want to be balanced. I still want my thoughts to let out there and just do journaling, and watching the waves really calms me a lot as well. In the afternoon, everyone is working the co-working space, and it's like, okay, it's 5:30, let's go for sunset. So if I don't have meetings, like I go for sunset every afternoon.
That's cool. I like that. Yeah. Being close to nature, being part of nature, it really helps, right? It helps center you. And so, and that's one thing I love about Bali is there's a lot of places to go that are close by. Well, it depends on where you are at, but I guess it's a small island. So you're always kind of within nature. I'm not sure how to explain that, but.
I don't always work. Like sometimes I still work on weekends, Saturday, Sunday, but sometimes I move places. Like let's say like I am in Canggu Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday I'll be, let's say, in Ubud or Uluwatu, just to have a different environment.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So I know you said you're going to Kuala Lumpur soon, and some people worry about that. So I always called it a forced vacation, right? Because like when I was in Thailand, we're in Bangkok, and like every 90 days you had to be out of there. And so it's like, all right, where are we going to go? And Kuala Lumpur was one of the places, like I literally never really heard of Malaysia. And so I was like, and I just looked and I was like, well, go check it out. And I only went for 2 days, and I fell in love.
In Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah, I was just there for 2 days, and I need to go back. And so, but the people were great there. The food's great. Have you been before?
So yeah, I've been there in Kuala Lumpur before.
Uh-huh.
And I really love it there. Like I have a friend there as well.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yes. How long are you staying there?
I stayed there for like 15 days.
15 days, see? And you can work from there too, so which is awesome.
Yes, I can work from there too, and I have a routine there of like going to the gym as well, you know.
That's awesome. See, and that's where it falls. And so being creative as a digital nomad, when you know you have to leave just to renew your visa, but you give yourself a vacation, kind of, but you're still working, you're still making money, and it's like you're not stressed. And change the scenery. Change the scenery is huge, guys. Like people don't realize when you have to go to work every day, back and forth, like just even if you're not a digital nomad, but just going like in nature, like I said, you know, or just go, we call it a staycation, right? Get a hotel somewhere and just stay there for like a couple of days. Like get out, change your scenery of life, and it opens you up and it relaxes you and breaks up that monotony of every day.
Exactly. Like I mean, in Singapore, I think when I was there, the way I try to balance it out is when I came from work and my work is nearby the Changi airport. You know, there's like the vortex there with the waterfall, right?
Okay.
So usually I'll just get my favorite ice cream, which is Birds of Paradise. And then I'll sit down at the waterfall and then I people watch and then I watch the waterfall as well. So that's how I do it there.
Yeah, no, that's good. You need to do that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any other places that you have in mind that you're gonna visit? In this
I'm thinking to go to Laos and Cambodia. That was really in my Google sheet of plans because before I left Singapore, I kind of like put a date and like okay, because I'm such a planner. So guys, like I mean, like for the audience, sometimes your character or sometimes your habits will change once you started this lifestyle, because I was a very intense planner before. Like before I left, I have this Google sheet of countries that I will go and the dates that I will be there. And then when I reach Bali, I'm like, I feel like staying here. And I'm like, no, scrape all the plans and then I'll just, you know what? I'll just stay here. Yeah. So I think, I'll be going to Laos and Cambodia this year. That's the plan in the head right now. And then South America next year, Brazil, Colombia, and Peru.
Oh, nice. So you're going to go on the other side of the world.
And that's going to be a little bit, it's going to be a little bit scary for me because the furthest I've been is Dubai, which is 7 hours flight. And I am checking up flights to Rio now because there's also Rio Carnival in February. And it will take me 44 hours with 2 connecting flights. So I feel like doing this is also making me resilient. You know, like, I don't know, going across the world there. But I also have friends that I met from the hostel in those areas. So yeah, I kind of like, I know a lot of people in the South America area now because of living in hostel. And that's very important as well. I think living in a hostel, it's not just to save costs, but also to meet so many people from varied parts of the world and different life backgrounds. Yeah.
Yeah, and making new friends.
Yes.
That community. Yeah. So that's good. So Rio. So yeah, 44-hour flight. It just means you're going to be on the plane sleeping, or at least trying to sleep the most.
Probably. Yeah.
How long are you going to be there, you think, when you go?
So right now, when I was checking, for Brazil, Philippine passport has 90 days free stay there. Colombia has 90 days and Peru has 90 days. So I'm still gonna see how long will I stay in each place, because right now I'm considering to only travel to places where I don't need to apply visa. And I think for digital nomads or aspiring digital nomads, that is something that you gotta consider as well, because applying visas sometimes is very expensive, especially for countries that have weaker passports. We gotta acknowledge that fact as well. And yeah, right now I'm just going to countries that doesn't require me to really apply for visa.
Gotcha. Yep. No, I was asking because you don't want to take a 44-hour flight and then stay for like a week and then come.
No. I'm thinking of staying a month or two. Yes, a month or two in South Africa.
Yeah. And then that's the thing too, but because corporate world, right? You get 2 weeks off if you're lucky, right? And 2 weeks straight. And like I remember my dad, he's like, I would take 2 weeks off and we would go on as kids, take a week vacation. But then he was like, that last week was for me because I needed a vacation from the vacation, right? And then go back and do it again.
I find it very hard, to be honest, last time when I was in Singapore, because we only have 16 days of paid time off, apart from the holidays. And so because when I really fell in love with this traveling, I try to manage like, okay, let's say Friday is a holiday. So Thursday night, I'm going to find a flight, and then Thursday night, I'm going to fly Thursday night, and I'm going to go back Monday morning, and then straight away go to work. That's how intense I love traveling, to the point that I try to squeeze in traveling into my work as well, because sometimes you cannot just do it if your paid time off is just 16 days. And I'm still lucky to have 16 days that time there. Yeah.
No, it's hard. So so 90 days in each. So Rio and all those. So I'm trying to think right now because as a digital nomad, do you have to apply as a digital nomad when you go there? That's one of the things that we'll have to start thinking about, because I know Thailand's got one now where they have a digital nomad visa.
So right now what I do is that I am always on tourist visa, because at the end of the day, I don't receive any money from any local businesses. And I don't actually, because my work is online. So I apply for tourist visa. But if you wanted to stay longer in a place, then there are varied options for different visas now in each of the place. And right now, even Thailand is offering different visas already, and Vietnam as well. Yeah, and I heard even in parts of Europe like Portugal and Spain, they have digital nomad visas too. So that can be checked on Google as well. And currently, I'm actually thinking of doing an intense research for that, so that that can be a content as well for social media. Yeah.
So, okay, now here's the next one, because everyone's going to want to know. So you're a female solo traveler. How do you feel safe traveling by yourself? Like, obviously you're doing it, so it's safe.
Yeah.
What kind of precautions do you have to use as a female traveler?
Like what I say, I always follow my intuition, right? I feel that when you're a traveler, as much as you want to experience so many things and you want to be adventurous, at the end of the day, if you don't feel that it's right to do, or you don't feel like going to that place is right, then rather be safe than sorry. So that's for me. And then I try not to also go to places that I know that is very sketchy. And at the same time, I don't always give my exact location, but sometimes it's hard, because if I am in a hostel and then it's like I am posting on social media, so it's there too. So what I do is that I don't exactly put a lot of my location most of the time, and then I don't give my WhatsApp number to just strangers. I just give my Instagram. Yeah. And then at the same time as well, let's say you go out to party, you just want to have fun with your friends or like the people that you meet. I don't get myself drunk when I go out to party. Usually I will just drink Coke, or maybe one beer is enough. And I make sure that the drink is opened in front of me. Like I don't let my sight out of it, you know? Yeah, so that's kind of like one of the things that I am trying to be careful of, because still at the end of the day, yeah, I am female, I am solo traveler, and the danger might be there. But so far, I have never felt very extremely unsafe in a place. Yeah.
So honestly, all these tips that you're giving are the exact same tips you would give a female anywhere, even at their own house, right? Even in their own home. country or whatever. So.
I just remembered because of course, if they are also in the season of like they're going on dates, like of course it happens. So just be cautious as well of who they meet. Because I've heard several stories as well of like people either get robbed or get hurt because of like they go with a stranger. So I think the best way to do that is always just go on public, meet in the daytime, and if the relationship just goes, then maybe you get the trust of each other, then that's it. But I try to just go for, okay, let's just go for coffee or sunset, which is very safe because it's like you're in public. Yeah,
that's good advice. Yeah. So the other thing is, so you are in Bali right now, right? And so as far as the culture there, like you're immersing yourself in the culture. So what is some of the things that you're learning? Is there any other tips that you would like to give people about respecting cultures or being open to different cultures?
Okay, for example, like let's say in Bali, when you're going to the temples, of course you need to cover up and you need to follow the traditions, you need to follow the signs, especially like wearing sarong and stuff like that. And also,
what was that last part? Wearing what?
Sarong, like
What's
wearing
that?
sarong, going to the temples, like some sort of cloth to cover yourself if you go to the temple and you are not wearing long, like let's say skirt or pants,
Gotcha.
Also, like do a research before they go to a place so that they know the cultural traditions there. Because like here in Bali, if you walk around, you will see squares or those square boxes are like offerings whereby they do it every morning. They put it outside their houses, they put it outside their businesses, and we don't step on that even though it's outside the streets.
It's like on the sidewalk, the square, or
Yes, yeah, like on the sidewalk you're walking, there's like small boxes whereby there's like flowers there, and it's like those offerings.
Okay.
It's like they're offering every morning to their God, and we don't step on that out of respect as well. And and then we try to learn at least their language. When you just tell them like, oh, makasi or terima kasih, they're very happy already. Or you just try to just introduce yourself and you just say like, I want to order coffee, and you just say salamat siang, which is good afternoon, Eliz inni, which is I am Eliz, and then I said ako mau coffee. I just want coffee. Or this will put smile into their faces, to the locals' faces, because you are trying to learn their language, you're trying to learn their culture, Yeah.
And that's important when you're in someone else's country, that you should at least, and I always say that, you should at least learn the basics, like at least good morning, hello, goodbye,
yes,
thank you, right? And then just respect.
Yeah, and like what they say, right? When you're in Rome, do what the Romans do.
Yes, absolutely. It's true. Oh yeah. So do you ride scooters?
Oh no.
When you said when in Rome, when I was over there and they were driving the scooters on the sidewalk and stuff, I was like, what is going on in this world?
I still cannot get myself into that. I know I have to because I've been here for 8 months already, and a lot of people are telling me like, just ride a scooter, it's cheaper than taking Grab. Yeah. And I was like, no, I still cannot get myself and my head into that because I see the traffic. I see how people just go onto the side and then just really skip the traffic. So yeah.
Okay. So I was just curious, traveling. All right, great. So do you have any other tips that you want to give people out there that what you're doing? I think it's absolutely amazing. And so you're so brave to just step out of your comfort zone, right? And to just do these things that, most people would dream of. And honestly, for me, coming from the Western hemisphere, I never even heard of like Bali, right? But I've seen pictures, like that picture behind you. And it's like, but when you go and you experience this stuff, it's breathtaking, right? Experiencing that culture. And that was something that I experienced personally when I went to Thailand the first time. And it's like you were just around it. you see and you hear different stories, right? Like for me, Bangkok, and it's just a big city and it's just a lot going on and it just like doesn't seem much. But when you step outside that city and are just immerse, like you said, immerse yourself in the culture, even within that city, it's a totally different, right? It's different than what it's not the bars and it's not the drinking and the girls. It's like, no, it's a lot more to that. Like, and I always tell people like that's literally just like a couple streets, but the rest of it is just normal living. And so, and that's what I love about being a digital nomad, because you go for more than just a week, and that gives you a chance to immerse yourself in the culture and the food, right? And so, and learning about the people, and these one, you can't do that in 1 or 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So you need more time. And so if someone's in their season of being open and learning these things about, like, just do it. Like, I know it's scary, but trust us, right? Both of us is been scared too. But once you do it, you wish you did it sooner.
Actually, I realize now, looking back into my journey, how I started, I can't believe that I'm even gonna last 8 months. Because in the beginning, I told myself, okay, I also have to be realistic. I have to be realistic that if I don't get any clients in 3 months, in March, I'm going to go back in Singapore and I will teach again. But in February, I got my first client. I got collaborations. And it just goes from there. So they just have, I think the audience just have to know what they want to see, or what they want to do as a digital nomad, and then focus from there. And then your network and connections also will be around in that area as well, where what do you want to do, because not everyone is for content creation. So there can be other ways or other work that you can do as well as a digital nomad. But you just have to ask yourself, what is something that you enjoy doing, that is a skill that you can also monetize? And I believe that everything can be monetized now. There is one client that, a potential client that came to me and is like, Eliz, how much if you just want to organize my life? And I was like, what are you talking about? It's like, I am so busy with my work every day, with my modeling agency. Sometimes I forget to do things. I forgot who to call. Can you organize my life? And I was like, are you thinking about getting me as virtual assistant? And yeah, that's what he was saying. And it's like, even though these little things, maybe someone to remind that they have a call later, this is an opportunity. And I believe that there's a huge and vast opportunity for every one of us. Yeah, and then learning continues, and the more we learn, the more we grow. Yeah, we just have to have that mindset of growth, and mindset that if we don't want to stay where we are now, then we have to move and we have to make a change. Because if we don't make a change, then we are going to be right where we are now. Yeah,
that's good. I like that. And so a good quote that I've heard before is have a growth mindset, not a grown mindset, right? Because age is nothing but a number. But as we do get older, we get more mature. And as we get more mature, as we get more experience in life, we realize that, hey, certain things in our life we can get rid of, and other things we need to hold on to. Because sometimes we hold on to things that aren't really that important. And we don't realize until it's too late. Well, it's not too late, but we realize at a later date that, I really didn't need this thing or this person, right? And once you are able to let that go, it allows you to grow, right? So, and for me, like you said, community, like I love that. So I'm kind of curious, do you know of any other community connects from different countries? Other the one you said, was it Nomio? Is that just for Bali area?
I believe it's mostly for Bali area, but when I was browsing the site, there are some meetups in Chiang Mai as well. There are several digital nomad groups as well in Chiang Mai. I just haven't checked that yet. Right now, like this morning, I was checking for Kuala Lumpur because I'm gonna go there and I will be staying there probably 3 weeks. Yeah, but so far, what I have now in mind is that there's one in Kopangan as well, the Digital Nomad Adventures, and there are several Instagram accounts that are starting as well for digital nomads too. And recently, my friend from Japan gave me this called Nomad list, where you register for a lifetime membership of I think $60, 60 USD dollars, and then you will get to see people who are in that country where you are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, great. Well, I think that is all we have time for right now, Eliz. I do appreciate your time. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
Everyone,
thank you for letting me share my story.
Absolutely. So we'll put all your contact information in the description so anyone can get a hold of you and find out how they can learn more about you,
yes,
or how to be a digital nomad like yourself. All right. Well, we will talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.